Okay. Number 1. El dinero que se usa en México se llama el... The money they use in Mexico is the peso. Muy bien. Number 2. Una comida muy típica en Argentina es... B. El churrasco. Churrasco. How many people can roll their R's? It's not like a recessive G unless you hear it at a young age. I think it's cool. I like watching people that can't roll their R's. Sorry. All right, how about number 3? ¿Cómo se dice holy cow in Madrid?
Jolines.
Muy bien, jolines. It's not Joe Lines. Jolines. ¿Dónde se habla inglés? Where do they speak English? El Canadá. Not Canada. El Canadá. Get that accent in the right spot, people. Sí. ¿Cuál es una materia que se puede estudiar en Rosemount?
Las matemáticas.
Por supuesto. Las matemáticas, math. I always like that for Spanish. ¿Cuál es una materia que se puede estudiar en Rosemount? You know what I mean? And they talk about it and they like throw like an actor's name in there or something when you listen to Univision, because that's what I do all day. And they like talk in Spanish and you're like, I can't, they're just flying and I can barely understand them, and all of a sudden they use United States. You know, it just sounds so weird. Like this one. ¿Cómo se dice holy cow? Sorry. It's a stupid thing. All right, how many people got 5 or more? Wait, 5, correct.
Or more.
Muy bien. Okay, how many people got 4? 3, 2, 1, 0. No, 2 1s or zeros? Muy inteligente.
Estudiar el Spanish.
How many people estudiamos español, right? Got to conjugate correctly. That's it? Oh, how many people used to? Oh, well, there we go. Okay, so probability. Who got 5? Raise your hand again. All right, Smeed, we're going to pick on you. Probability that Smeed got 5. What do you think? If he doesn't know Spanish, will it be a high probability or a low probability?
Low.
Because why?
Because he doesn't have the language.
Because he, well,
I mean, in Espanol.
he doesn't have the Espanol knowledge, right? So it would have been pure guess. How many people don't know Spanish and purely had to guess on these? That's why I'm not collecting it. Okay. So what happens is you're going to have to go through and guess. So my question is, do we have evidence that Andrew has taken Spanish? I don't know. Well, don't answer. Okay? So here's the question. Here's the question. There we go. For the quiz, where x is the number correct, find the probability that x equals 4. In other words, what? So let's change this to Andrew, who got 5 in all of them. So the probability that x equals 5. Okay, just watch on this one. What's his probability of success? If he purely guessed, there were 5 options. 1 out of 5, or a probability of 0.2. How many times did he succeed? 5. Then what's the probability of failure? Missing. Whatever's left over, right? 0.8. And how many times did he fail? 0. And then we have to take into consideration, now in this case he was 5 for 5, but what if somebody got only 4 right? Then we have to take the idea that, well, it could be the first one wrong, or the second one wrong, or the third one. There's different combinations, right? So you'd have to do 5, choose 4. In this case, we're going to stick with 5, choose 5, which is coming back from your QOD. So 5, choose 5 times 0.2 to the 5th times 0.8 to the 0. Help. So 5, NCR, 5. NCR is math, prob. So 5, NCR 5, hit enter. Then times 0.2 to the 5th times 0.8 to the 0, and what do you get?
3.2 times 10 to the negative 4.
Ooh, 3.2 e negative 4?
Yeah.
E means times 10 to the. So 3.2 times 10 to the negative 4, which really means 0.00032. You move the decimal to the left twice. Very low probability. Andrew said he got 5 for 5, so what do you think is true about Andrew in Espanol?
He knew it.
He probably knows Spanish. Did you take Spanish at some point, or are you taking it right now? Sí. Muy bien. All right. So what happens here is I can look at the probability and then from there determine, does he know it or not? Because there is a very tiny probability that you would have guessed 5 for 5. Is there a chance? Sure. Okay? And that's what the whole lottery idea is. Is there a chance I would guess all 5 correct? And the Powerball. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay? So what if I said find the probability that x is less than or equal to 4? What does that mean? In terms of the Spanish quiz, what does that mean? Got 1 wrong, or 4 correct, or 3 correct, or 2, or 1, or 0. Can 0 work in this case? Yeah. You could have gotten 0 right on this. Remember that, because that'll be different when we get into geometric distribution. So what happens in this situation is I would do 5, choose 4. How many times did he succeed? What's the probability of success? 0.2. How many times did he succeed? 4. Then he failed. How many times? Once. Is that the only option? No. So plus, because or. He could have succeeded 3 times. Probability of success was 3, but then he failed twice. And what would I have to do? Plus dot, dot, dot. Right? Plus 5 choose 2, plus 5 choose 1, plus 5 choose 0. So in other words, plus dot, dot, dot. We will come back to that. If you had to type this into your calculator, think how much room for error there is. You have to type 5 choose 4, 0.2 to the 4th, 0.8 to the 1, plus 5 choose 3, 10.2 to the 3rd, 10.8 to. You're going to forget something in there. So what happens is I'm going to teach you a shortcut. And we'll come back to this to figure it out. Do you understand the concept of this?
Yeah.
4 on down. Could you have just done, in this scenario, could you have just done 5 choose 5? If you see that, you can choose 5 choose 5. So what's going to happen is you're going to see there's different ways of doing it. And then the calculator will help you. Yep.
So if you do, like you're saying, the 5 choose 5, do you just subtract the probability that you get from 1 to just go down and get the probability for x?
Very good. 5 choose 5 is the probability that they only get 5. But I want 4 on down, right? Yeah. So we would have to do subtract it from 1. Why subtract from 1? Because it's 100%, right?
What about the option of it being 0 correct?
It calculates, so you would have to do 5 choose 4, 5 choose 3, choose 2, choose 1, choose 0.
Okay.
It would count. It would be, that's why I do dot, 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 because I'm running out of board space.
So even though, like, the first one you have an option of having 5 of them being a success, you put a 4, so you don't include the 0?
What, are you talking about here?
0.2 to the 4th.
You're talking about right here?
No,
okay.
you have like 0.2 to the 4th.
Yep.
Why is it just 4 instead of 5? Because there'd be 5 options. There'd be 0, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Where it's coming from is because 5 choose 4 means I succeeded 4 times.
Okay.
So success is 0.2 4 times. What is true about these two numbers? They're the same. So later on, if you had 5 choose 0, it would be 0.2 to the 0. I didn't succeed.
Oh, okay.
Times 0.8 to the 5, because you failed 5 times. Did that answer your question right there at
so
the end?
So it's the individual questions, not the amounts.
Right.
Okay.
For each specific one, and that's what you have to do. Now, what is true about these two numbers? They've got to add to give you the 5. Okay, so what about the probability that x is greater than 1? What numbers are greater than 1? Is this discrete or continuous? One more time. this quiz, the Spanish quiz, was it discrete or continuous?